time for the final video of 2024. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas and looking forward to some new stuff in store for the new year. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another DCC Sodor video. Like I said in the intro, this is the last video of 2024. So, what have we got in store for today? Well, we're going to look at Rebecca here. So, obviously, we've already looked at Rebecca on DC, but now she's got DCC and sound. But before we do that, I decided this year to do kind of a little 2024 recap. So there's been a lot going on in 2024. Lots of models got released. We had 2 new engines from Bachmann. We had Rebecca and Bo. And I worked on a lot of DCC and sound files this year as well. So we're going to take a look at some of those, and we're going to go back and see what I did this year. So this year, if we take a look back and we go back to the beginning of 2024, which seems like forever ago. It really was only, it was only about 11 months ago. My first video of the year was actually uploaded on January 1st this year. And it was Edward with DCC and sound. I'm really proud of the way this turned out. Edward, of course, is a favorite of many people, so he was well deserving of a DCC and sound install. The next engine that I worked on was Rosie. So my pink Rosie now has DCC and sound, and maybe this year we'll get red Rosie. We'll see. After Rosie came an update on Gordon. I added some new sounds to him. And I believe actually this was when I upgraded the connection from his engine to the tender, and I had some fun with that. Then my next model I worked on was my custom Neville. So Neville also has DCC and sound. He is a Hornby Q2 with just a face stuck on. I need to renumber him at some point. I just haven't bought the decals yet to do the numbering. So that'll probably be a video in the future. Next was Salty the Dockside Diesel. Now Salty is probably my favorite I've done this year. I love Salty's expression. And all the different faces I got for Salty. He's just perfect, and I really like the way he turned out. Plus, I like his lighting, and his sounds sound pretty good. Then I did my Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure style Thomas. That came with a bunch of weathering all over the side, covering up his number 1. Then was Duck, was my next model. That came with lights and DCC and sound. I'm pretty happy with how Duck turned out as well. And then after that was Bo. Actually I got Bo around the same time I finished Duck with sound. But I didn't finish the DCC install for Bo until about 2 months later due to some decoder problems I was having, but those have been taken care of. So just 2 months ago, we had Henrietta and Toby with DCC and sound. So Toby, I added all the 3D printed parts to the top of him to give him some extra detailing. Painted his roof a nice glossy white, and then gave him a sound decoder, and Henrietta has an NCE lighted decoder inside, and I think she looks really good lit up like that. And then finally we get to Rebecca. So let's get back to when I was filming this, and we'll take a look at some of Rebecca's sounds and watch her run around the layout with her lighting. Alright, so you got to see Rebecca run a little bit there. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about what I did. So, as I talked about in the review, Rebecca's frame here is all die cast. So these two lights here were a little bit tougher to drill out than most, uh, because I actually had to use my Dremel. With the way that the convex lenses were, I actually had, like the fake lenses, I had to center punch here, and then use the Dremel to drill all the way through right to about right back here where her piston is. And then I drilled straight up through the frame, and then all the wiring ran inside her boiler. She does, at least for being such a wide engine, it does give her lots of room inside here. So there was plenty of room for a decoder and all the resistors and the wiring. And then we ran some wiring to the tender. And if we want to unhook Rebecca from her coaches and we'll slide her forward just a little bit, you can see a firebox flickering effect. And when we're going to slide her around and slide her forward some more, we'll be able to see that the connection between, if the camera will focus, it might not focus here. Let me try something different.
I miscalculated how long it would take me to stop by quite a lot. You can count on me. Express coming through! I don't mind waiting for my cars or the express coaches.
All right, so the camera focused it here a little bit better. You can see the wiring. I used one of those TCS 6-pin wiring harnesses. And I put the speaker in her tender. It actually is mounted vertically in her tender right now because her tender sealed so tight, it gave it changed the volume drastically. And then I actually drilled a couple holes out in the front so that the sound's coming out the front. And then in the back, you can kind of see it glowing a little bit. It's hard to see, but she's got a nice tail lamp. So that's Rebecca's. Really not a bad install. And then I just drilled for the firebox flicker. You can see there I just drilled in a little hole and put the LED through. So even for how small it is, it's really bright. I've got this on the lowest brightness setting for a low sound decoder, and it's still pretty dang bright. It looks good though. I like that effect. So that's pretty much it for Rebecca. She does not have a Keep Alive yet in her, but she will be getting that in the near future. I ran out, and it's been pretty hard to procure some of those ESU ones, but there's a new Keep Alive out for 3-wire ESU decoders, so I'm going to look into getting a couple of those, and you'll probably see those installed in the near future. So with all that being said, what can we look forward to in 2025? Well, I think there's some pretty obvious stuff. We've got Stanley, hopefully Sir Handel as well, in the narrow gauge range, and Bachmann's 2025 announcements. Now, I've gone over these in plenty of detail, so I'm not like predictions and stuff, so we're not going to talk about that in this video. We also, I guess, have Sydney and the mainland diesel to look forward to. and a bunch of new rolling stock. They still haven't shown any samples of that blue carriage. So we'll see. Maybe we'll see some more of that. I know on, if you've ever watched the What's New to This Week show with Ken Patterson, in December they talked about that it will be the 80th anniversary of Thomas and Friends next year, and that Bachmann does have some special announcements planned. So be sure to stay tuned on the channel. We'll talk about those when they arrive, and I'm pretty excited to see what's in 2025. So those are the new things. As far as existing stuff that I'm working on, I've got 2 new DCC installs planned, at least in the next month or 2. So be on the lookout for videos on those. I'll give you a hint as to who the first one will be at the end of the video. And maybe even both of them, we'll see. But as far as, I'm running out of characters to do. I've got my James in the works. He's almost done. I've got to get some 5 decals for him, and then James will be finished. I'm working on Spencer, doing some upgrades to Spencer, so those will be coming in 2025, as well as a new tender for Henry. And once I can get all of those guys finished up, then we should be able to have some fun. I think I've got, who have I got left to do? Bill and Ben, Ari and Bert, and Oliver, I think, are my only engines left without DCC and sound. And I've got some pretty exciting plans for Oliver, so stay tuned for those. So that's some of the things that you can look forward to in 2025. Obviously, I also will, since I didn't talk about that, I for Christmas got myself a Taliflin. So this is the green Taliflin. I really like this version. This was really reminded me of the Railway Series illustrations, which is why I decided to pick this one. So I'll probably do a video on how I do a DCC install on that one. I'm going to turn Rebecca off because it's getting annoying. So that will be coming in the future, and then maybe some. Actually, I will be doing a rolling stock review. Since I didn't get to it in 2024, I got sick the last time. I mean, this is the 3rd time I've been sick. It's crazy. But anyways, I'm feeling much better now. But we'll be definitely talking about Sir Topham Hatt's car and the 12-ton vans that were just released with Rebecca. And that'll take us into a good bit of 2025. We'll probably be into February or March by the time I get all those videos done. And then hopefully, we can get some more reviews out. I'd like to do some more videos on some of the American stuff that I've got, and there'll be tons more layout progress. I'm sure. I just finished, as I'm speaking, I'm letting the tunnel portals dry, but I just finished working on some tunnel portals. So those will get set up on the layout, and then I can finish the mountain here, and we can get some exciting new stuff for the mountain area and the quarry. And we're going to get rid of, you won't be able to see any of this homeless out. And that's what I want. So look forward to some scenery videos in 2025, and some other stuff will be coming in the future, I'm sure. I'm not sure. Sometimes, you just figure out what you want to do videos on, and then you make a video on it. I will be doing a new layout tour on the new layout once I get a little bit more scenery done, and we'll go from there. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I hope you all have a safe and happy new year. And let's make 2025 even better than 2024. I am so thankful for the growth that this channel saw in 2024. I'm thankful for all of my subscribers, and I hope you all will keep riding this incredible journey with me. And that's about it. So let me know what you want to see from this channel in 2025 in the comments below. And yeah, so long video. Didn't mean for it to get this long, but thank you guys. If you made it to the end, thank you so much, so much for watching. And I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.